Awesome. So there's one question on everybody's mind right now, and it's when is toilet paper coming back in stock? No, is Amazon FBA worth starting or continuing right now, or should you wait? So if you're thinking, who's this weird guy with a strange accent and a bunch of books next to him? Why should I listen to him? Been selling in the e-commerce space since 2006. I was 14 years old when I started. Been selling on Amazon FBA since 2016. I've done 7 figures there. Also have a digital marketing agency, which I've done 7 figures there. I know how to sell. I know how this world works. I also have nothing to sell you. I'm very unbiased in this, and I want to make sure that you have clarity and you know that I don't have a course available to the public. This is here to educate you for free and to make sure that you're not confused or panicked in these times, but make the best choice for yourself. If that sounds good, hit the like and subscribe button below to help me out while you watch this quick intro. So there are tens of thousands of sellers out there, or going to be sellers on Amazon, who are like 2020, that's my year. I'm going to really shine. I'm going to really break through. It's going to be a massive step for my brand to the next level. It's going to be a massive step for me to get started. And they're left somewhere between confused, slightly confused at what's best to do, and extremely panicked and overly emotional. And if you fall somewhere on this graph, you have to realize the best thing that you can do to either settle your emotions or just to get clarity to make the best decision is to get perspective. So I want to give you some perspective by going through, we're on Statista. It's the annual net revenue of Amazon from 2004 to 2019. Now, they've been going since 97, they've been a public company, but this is just from 2004 to 2019. And you have to understand that recessions or economic downturns, we don't know what we're in yet, but either way, things are slowing down in certain niches, and people are really panicked that that's going to be them. And what I want you to do is I want you to point out on this Amazon net revenue by year since 2004 where the last recession was. So we all know it was the global financial crisis in 2008, but you can see this graph is very, very smooth. If you didn't know what date it was in 2008, you would not be able to pick it out because they are still on their growth targets. Now, I'm not saying Amazon is completely recession proof, but I'm saying every recession they've been in so far, they have grown. And remember, as FBA sellers, we depend on Amazon's growth in order to drive our traffic and our sales to our products. So the best thing you need to do first and foremost is understand, cool, we may be heading into a recession, we may not be, and no one needs to worry at all. But even if we are, this is called the Amazonification, and it's been quite viral in the news. I'm reading this term a lot. And it's basically realizing that Amazon are in a niche, they're in a category that is almost immune to these recessions. At least they don't get affected like other companies do, because everyone's staying at home, everyone still needs to buy things, especially things that are essentials. And where do they go? They go to who has 2-day delivery, who has a reputation, where they all have Prime accounts. If they don't have Prime accounts, they're forced to actually sign up and start ordering on Amazon because shops are closing down and retail stores are going out of stock or even going out of business if they don't handle their cash well enough. And people are flocking to Amazon, and Amazon had to close down. We have another video on it up here if you want to watch this. They had to close down FBA shipments for anything that's not essential because the demand of their essentials is so high. They're the ones, as you can see here, this is Amazon.com. They're down 2% today, but if you zoom out, once again, keep perspective. If you're looking really close up at anything, you're going to not have the right information, and that may lead to a panic or confusion. If you look at Amazon over the last 5 years, they've been trending all the way up here. Now, this is the downturn in the market at the moment that people are very panicked about, but you can see it's a tiny little dip on Amazon. In fact, they're back up again. If you go 1 year to date, they're above where they were at the start of the year right now because there's so much demand. They're hiring 100,000 new people where everyone else is laying off employees because the demand is so strong. Now, this doesn't mean jump on Amazon FBA and continue like normal. I'll get to that in a second, but what I'm showing you is that Amazonification, the digital side of the business, still thrives even in a downturn or even in a panicked state of the world. There's certain words I'm not allowed to use on this video. Other companies, brick and mortar style companies, you can see have a massive dip recently because of this economic downturn that Amazon has just seemed to avoid. You can see this is Nike stock, which turns down. Nike's about the middle of the road. You can see they've rebounded a little bit here, and nobody knows if we're going up or down at the moment. But preparing for worst case scenario is what we have to do, because then if it goes up, we're all going to be happy anyway. This is Royal Caribbean Cruises, who are on the far side. Obviously, they are no longer allowed to be running their cruise ships, the same as planes are grounded at the moment, and the plane stocks, the flight company stocks. So what's the Qantas is an Australian one, but we can show you their stock. You can Google your own. One day, if you go 1 year, you can see they're way down. These ones are feeling the real economic downturn and the real lack of business at the moment, the most. And something like Amazon has almost avoided it entirely, and long term are going to grow from this because the demand has increased. So we can almost depend on Amazon to keep growing through this downturn, and of course once the economy bounces back, it also bouncing up again with it. But that doesn't mean you personally should start selling on there. I want you to know that there are two categories of people. People who should start selling on Amazon right now, and people who need to wait and educate. I got a little bit of rhyming words, hence the books over here as well. And I want to show you how you can know which basket you personally are in. And basically it comes down to your economic situation right now. Are you really tight for money? Are you saving every single dollar and really pulling in the purse strings, waiting for this to blow over and just making sure you can pay your rent, you can pay your employees, or you can pay your food bills, whatever it is, your month-to-month bills? Do you have enough to sustain yourself for 6 to 12 months with your cash? If the answer is no, you should probably wait and educate, because Amazon FBA is not an overnight success business. Anyone who's promising you're going to make tens of thousands of dollars of profit in your first month, it's possible, but people are promising that. Like 99.9% of people don't do that, and it's most likely not going to be me, and it's most likely not going to be you, and you don't actually want that to happen either. You want to think long term, and you want to build up a really valuable asset that's going to pay for your lifestyle and your expenses. You can eventually sell or just keep growing and growing until you're making ridiculous amounts of money over the long term. Now, if this is you, if you don't have enough cash to sustain yourself for the next 6 to 12 months, well then you need to make the most of this situation. A lot of people are watching Netflix. A lot of people are wasting their time on social media without being productive. You need to make sure you're reading books. You need to make sure, if you're on this video, you've done a great start because you are out there educating. You do want more. Don't fall into the trap, however, of falling back to your social media, to your Instagram, to your TikTok, or whatever it is that's got you so addicted to that dopamine spike. Try and slow down. Try and be like, this is a great opportunity for me to get ahead mentally. And then what that's going to do is that's going to transcribe from mentally getting ahead to actually physically not manifesting it, but creating it in the world, because you have the education of it right now. People are falling behind. Amazon sellers are losing money. They don't have the cash flow they used to have, and they're getting behind everybody else. And literally, you're going to come out of this downturn ahead of everyone, if not physically in the real world, but mentally, all ready to implement once the cash allows you to start this sort of business. Also, if you are a little bit cash tight, make sure you subscribe. We're coming out with other ways that you can make cash during that economic downturn that may help you stock some away for when you are starting your Amazon brand. If you do have some cash, like we do, we are doubling down. Warren Buffett, one of the best investors and one of the richest men in the world, said, "You should be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful." And if you have the resources for that, now is your time to start investing your cash either in your private label brands or in the stock market or whatever it is that you want to do. Because if you're doing Amazon FBA, I want to mention this one thing, and then we're going to get onto the most important part of this video. If you're doing Amazon FBA, don't get started in anything that is really out of demand right now. So you can tell this. So this is disinfectant wipes. Obviously, they're going to be in really high demand. We can tell this by using our Helium 10 tool. The link is in the description for this. It tells you the total revenue of the actual niche. All these products which are ranking on the first page combined. We have other videos that describe this in detail. But you can see here, these are the sales trends. Now, obviously, this is something that is in extremely, extremely high demand, disinfectant wipes. And you can see the sales are all at all-time highs. That's why they've got $1.5 million. But you can see that the sales volume is trending upwards because this is something that is in really high demand right now. So if you're trying to get started on Amazon FBA, don't sell something like this. This is a necktie. We're not going to work at the moment. No one's sitting at home in a necktie. You can see sales are way down. You can see they slope downwards. Make sure if you are starting, if you have the cash, if you're excited to get going, if you're excited to get greedy because everyone else is fearful, we're basically being put back, transported back to 2017, where there wasn't as many sellers, there wasn't even as much demand. This is when everyone wanted to start, and now this is your opportunity. But make sure that the niche that you're getting into is still trending upwards, because we don't know how long this is going to last. So you're better off choosing a niche that is actually profitable right now and not depending on something to bounce back. The most important thing for myself, the most important thing for you that you can possibly do in this climate is to remain optimistic, remain positive, see everything that's a little hurdle as an opportunity for you to get ahead, an opportunity for you to improve your life, an opportunity for you to sit at home and educate yourself where you wouldn't normally have the time, an opportunity to spend time with your family. You must remain positive. You must enjoy the journey in its ups and its downs in order to be able to enjoy it at the top. Otherwise, you're going to get there, you're going to be financially free, and you're still not going to feel that fulfillment that you can feel every single day. So make sure you take care of your mind, make sure you take care of your emotions. Watch people who are positive. Watch people who aren't panicking. Turn off the news. It's good to stay educated, but it's not good to be addicted to it. So I hope that everyone is well. I hope that everyone is positive and out there and having a good time and working on themselves and becoming better every day. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the like button. It really helps me out. And watch more of my videos if you need more unbiased and educational help on your Amazon FBA journey.